Hello students. In the last video we discussed about the current and potential difference. Difference between current and potential difference. Then ammeter and voltmeter. Difference between ammeter and voltmeter. Then we discussed the definition of unit of current and unit of potential difference. So hope you understand student that things. So now next it is there, that is how current flows in a wire. So how current flows in a wire? So wire is made up of conductor. Wire is made up of conductor. Means it is good conductor and insulator also. Based on the conductivity, we divide the materials into two groups, conductors and insulator. So electrical wires are made up of conductors. Means it is made up of a substance. And we studied in the chemistry, each and every material or matter is made up of atoms. An atom consists of electrons. While writing atom consists of electrons, protons and neutrons. So from that, protons and electrons are very, very important. So for conductivity, most important subatomic particle is the electron. So in the difference between conductor and insulator, we studied that conductor having the free electrons. So due to free electrons, current flows in the circuit. So that we discuss. So here this is the conductor. So in the conductor, electrons are moving at randomly. These are the electrons, free electrons. How these electrons? Free electrons. So these are the electrons. So this conductor is not connected to the battery. Means current is not flowing through the conductor. So when the current is not flowing through a conductor, the electrons are moving at randomly. What is the meaning of at randomly? Here and there. In this way. Like this. At random. So electrons are moving at random. When the conductor is not connected to the battery. So free electrons are there. So in the conductor gaps are there. So due to that, electrons are moving at randomly. So at randomly means here and there. Their direction is not fixed. Some electrons are going front, electrons are going back, some are going up, some are going down. So like that. Simple example for that. Whenever the recess is there in the school, so from the all classes, students are coming on the ground. So how the students are moving on the ground? Here and there. Some students are moving in another direction, some are one direction. So all the students are roaming here and there. So in the conductor also electrons are moving in the same manner at random. As soon as the conductors are connected to the battery like this. This is the conductor. Now it is connected to the battery. So here electrons. Like this. So what will happen when we on the switch? So current will flow in the circuit from positive to negative. But as soon as we connected the conductor to the battery, all the electrons are moving in a systematic manner, in one direction. Like this. See, here motion of electrons and here motion of electrons. Here electrons are moving at randomly and here electrons are moving systematically in a particular direction. So in which direction electron carries the negative charge? So electron carries the negative charge. Sorry, I showed the direction wrong way. So why this direction is important, that I will tell you now. Systematic manner. So electron carries the negative charge. So electrons are moving in this direction. So battery having the negative terminals. So like charges repel each other. We studied the laws. So according to that law, like charges repel each other. Laws of static electricity. So what will happen? So due to that, electrons are attracted towards the positive terminal. Unlike charges attract each other. So these negative charges are attracting towards the positive current, means positive terminal. So this is the direction of electrons. What is direction of electrons? In this way. So direction of current is in this way, means opposite. This is the direction of current. So direction of electrons and direction of current both are opposite to each other. So when the electrons are attracted towards the positive terminal, then the current flows from positive to negative terminal. So as soon as conductor connected to the battery, all the electrons are moving systematically in one direction. How here? Electrons are moving at random. Yes, electrons are moving systematically. So, when the electrons are moving systematically in one direction, the current flows in the circuit. So, how current flows in the wire? So, what is the direction? Direction of electron or direction of current is opposite to the direction of electron. Means that is direction of electrons are negative to positive terminal. What is the direction of electron? Direction of electrons are negative to positive terminal, while direction of current is positive to negative terminal. Understood how current flows in a wire? So here I gave the example of students. So here also, when the students in the free period or in the recess, when the students are coming on the ground, so students are moving here and there at randomly. But as soon as the bell will ring, all the students, they will make the line and they are moving in a systematic manner towards their own class. Understood? So in this way, the current also flows in the wire. So hope you understand, students, how the current flows in the wire. So now we will go on the next topic. Now next it is the electric circuit. So what is the electric circuit? A continuous conducting path consisting of wire and other resistances like bulb, switch, battery, etc. between the two terminals of cell or battery, along which an current flows, is called electric circuit. So what is the meaning of electric circuit? A continuous path, continuous conducting path consisting of wires and other resistances like bulb, switch, rheostat, capacitor, like that. So they are connecting in between the two terminals of cells or battery through which an current flows in the circuit. Is called electric circuit. Okay. So then circuit diagram. Whatever diagrams here it will come. So that wherever electric current we are passing, that diagram we call circuit diagram. So what is the meaning of circuit diagram? The schematic representation of electric devices which are connected in a circuit. Means whatever electrical devices we are connecting through the wire and that we are drawing on the paper. So that schematic representation of that is called the circuit diagram. So here open circuit and closed circuit. So it will come. Open circuit. So what it will come? Open circuit. This is positive terminal, negative terminal. Closed circuit. Positive, negative. So here two circuits I drawn. Means this is the bulb. What is this? Bulb. This is key. This is battery. And this one is conducting wire. So now here see, see the difference in both the circuit, open circuit and closed circuit. So here key is not pressed, means here current is not flowing, and here key is pressed, so current is flowing from positive to negative terminal. When the current flows in the circuit, bulb is glowing. So whenever the bulb is glowing, that is called the closed circuit, and whenever bulb is not glowing, that is the open circuit. So these diagrams we call circuit diagram. Okay students, now electrical symbols. Electrical symbols and their uses. What is the use of that symbol? So here whatever symbols we use, same way some symbols it will come. So first bulb. So what is the symbol of bulb? This. So what is the use of this? What is the use? Use is to detect the current in the circuit. To detect the flow of current. Flow of current in the circuit. If bulb is glowing, current is flowing. If bulb it will not glow, current will not flow in the circuit. Second, cell. One positive terminal, one negative terminal. Longer line stands positive terminal, shorter line stands negative terminal. So here only one cell is there. So it is called cell. So what is the use of cell? To provide current. To provide current in the circuit. What is the use of cell? To provide the current in the circuit. Third, battery. So, group of cells. Here only one cell is there. So it is called cell. When the group of cells, more than two cells are connected, so what will form? Battery it will form. So what is the work of battery? To provide the current in the circuit. Same. Whatever is the cell use is there, same use of battery. Then here rheostat. This is a rheostat, or it is also called or variable resistance. What is called variable resistance in this way. Both it is same. So what is the use of this? To change the current and potential difference in circuit. What is the use of rheostat and variable resistance? To change the current and potential difference in the circuit. Then resistance. Or it is called resistor. So this is resistor. What is the use? To oppose the flow of current. What is the use? To oppose the flow of current. Then 6. Open plug key. This is the open plug key. Close plug key. This is the close plug key. Open tap key. This is open tap key. Close tap key. This is close tap. What is the importance of these keys? To start or stop the flow of current in the circuit. What is the use of this key? To start or stop the flow of current in the circuit. Next, ammeter. This is the symbol of ammeter. What is the use of? To measure current. What is the use of ammeter? To measure current. Next symbol is their voltmeter. This is the symbol of voltmeter. To measure potential difference. What is the use? To measure the potential difference. Next it is there conducting wire, galvanometer. Galvanometer. G. So galvanometer to detect the current in circuit. To detect the current in the circuit. Conducting wire. This is the conducting wire to connect the appliances. So these are the electrical symbols and their uses. So hope you understand, students. Electric circuit, circuit diagram, electrical symbols and their uses. So hope you understand, students, this. So now we will go on the next, that is the Ohm's law. Now next topic is Ohm's law. It is very important for the exam point of view. On this topic, 5 marks question they will ask in the exam, and one question always it will ask on the Ohm's law. They will ask define Ohm's law, or they will ask state Ohm's law, write the mathematical expression, or numericals it will come on the Ohm's law. So like that questions it will come on the Ohm's law for 5 marks. So it is for the exam point of view, this is the very important topic. And first practical in 10th standard from physics, it is the verification of Ohm's law. To verify Ohm's law. How to do the practical? How to verify the Ohm's law? So that is important. So for that purpose also it is very important. So first we will write the definition of Ohm's law. George Simon Ohm. Who gave this law? George Simon Ohm. Be careful. Sometimes in the physics for 1 mark they will ask the scientist name. So like in current and potential difference we wrote. In current, Andrew Mary Ampere. Potential difference, that is Alessandro Volta. Remember the name. Alessandro Volta given potential difference and Andrew Mary Ampere given the current. So according to that their units are given ampere and volt. Okay. So now Ohm's law is given by George Simon Ohm. Who is given this law? George Simon Ohm. So definition of Ohm's law. A mathematical expression which gives the relationship between current and potential difference. A mathematical expression which gives the relationship between current and potential difference is called Ohm's law. It is given by George Simon Ohm. Who is given? George Simon Ohm. So what is the Ohm's law? So statement of Ohm's law. This is the statement. It states that at constant temperature, current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional directly proportional to the potential difference across its terminal. This statement is called Ohm's law. This statement is called Ohm's law. This is the statement of Ohm's law. Whenever they will ask the definition, so this top one we have to write. If they ask the Ohm's law, so we have to write this statement. At constant temperature, current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference across its terminal. So, circuit diagram. How is the circuit diagram? So, circuit diagram for Ohm's law. So, how it is connected? This is the resistance. Terminal A, terminal B. How to connect while doing the experiment also. In the practical lab, when you will do the practical on the Ohm's law. So this is the circuit diagram for Ohm's law. So terminal A connects ammeter. So ammeter having the two terminals, positive terminal and negative terminal. So A terminal connects to the negative terminal and positive terminal of ammeter always connects to the positive terminal of the battery. This is the positive terminal. And this is rheostat. This is key, battery, rheostat, ammeter to measure the current in the circuit, and voltmeter. Voltmeter always connected in parallel to the resistance. Parallel to the resistance. And ammeter always connects in the series. So this is ammeter, this is voltmeter. To measure the potential difference, voltmeter. To measure the current in the circuit, ammeter. Battery, key. And the direction of current positive to negative terminal. This is the circuit diagram for Ohm's law. So in this way we have to connect all the apparatus, equipments in the practical lab. So according to this statement, so what is the mathematical expression? How mathematical expression it will come? So what is at the constant temperature, current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference. Means V proportional to I. What is V proportional to I? According to Ohm's law. So to remove the proportionality sign, we are taking the constant. So V by I equals to constant. And this proportionality constant is called resistance. What we call resistance means V by I equals to R. This is the mathematical expression for Ohm's law. Understood how to derive the mathematical expression for Ohm's law? In this way we have to derive. So hope you understand, students, what is Ohm's law and how to write definition, law, circuit diagram and derivation of Ohm's law. Hope you understand, students. So in the practical lab, how to perform the experiment. So to perform the experiment, in the lab manual, it is given the table, voltmeter reading, ammeter reading, and here V R equals to V by R. Here serial number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 readings we have to take. So this is millivolt, volt, milliampere, ampere. So millivolt is not available in the lab. So directly we will get the potential difference. So here we will give the dash. And in the lab, milliammeter is also there, ammeter also there. Milliammeter if it is given, so after taking the readings, convert milliammeter into ammeter, ampere. This is milliampere, ampere. Okay. So how to convert that conversion I gave. So according to that you have to convert it. So before that, while taking the reading here, voltmeter and ammeter readings, so most important thing is the least count of voltmeter and ammeter. So how to find the least count of voltmeter and ammeter? Least count. This is the general formula for least count. So how to write this? Difference between two successive reading. Difference between two successive reading by number of division. This is the formula for least count of any graph. Least count we can find. What is the meaning of least count? So in the graph, so there like this 1 centimeter box is there. In that 1 centimeter box, small lines are there, 10 lines are there. Is there? On the scale in between 1 and 2, 0 and 1, small 10 lines are there. So to find out the value of one line, one small line is called the least count. So suppose here 1, here 2 is there. So difference between two successive reading is 1. 2 minus 1, 1. And how many lines are there? Number of divisions? 10. So 1 by 10 means 0.1. Means what is the value of one line? 0.1 centimeter. So same way here also in voltmeter and ammeter readings. Same way we have to find the least count. For example, this is the voltmeter. On the voltmeter, like this scale is there. So here 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. In this way marking is there. And in between these two readings, ten lines are there. How many lines are there? 10 lines. So according to the formula, this is the voltmeter. So how to find the least count of voltmeter? Difference between two successive readings. 0 to 2. What is the difference? 2. 2 to 4, 2. 4 to 6, 2. 6 to 8, 2. 8 to 10, 2. Means this difference between two successive reading is always same. So what is the difference? 2. And number of division. How many divisions are there? 10 division. So what is the value of one line? One small line, 0.2 volt. What is the value of one small line? 0.2 volt. So this is the least count of voltmeter. So in this way we have, if here 5 lines are there, so we are taking here 5. Understood? So in this way we have to find the least count. And first here mention least count of ammeter, least count of voltmeter. This we have to find. And zero error. Again, one word you will see, zero error. Means if the pointer is on the 0, then zero error is 0. And pointer is not on the 0, before 0 or after 0. So in that case, zero error is there. So inform to the teachers. So teacher will remove the zero error and will give, or their plus and minus we will do and find out the zero error. Okay students? So in this way we have to perform the practical. So here you will get the value of R. So what you will get here? For example, 50 ohm, 50 ohm, 50 ohm, 50 ohm, 50 ohm. All the values of R is same, means R is constant. When you will get all the values are same or near about equal, then the Ohm's law is verified and you will get only. So here you have to draw the graph V across I. So when you will get the straight line, then the Ohm's law is verified. So whatever readings here you got, that readings you have to take along x-axis and y-axis. Plot the point and join that point. Means when you will join the points, you will get the straight line. Okay? So this is the Ohm's law. And this proportionality constant of Ohm's law is called the resistance. And SI unit of resistance is Ohm. What is the SI unit of resistance? Ohm. Why it is Ohm? Because it is derived by George Siemens Ohm. So hope you understand students how to perform this practical. So whatever things I explained today, hope you understand that. So here one sentence we will write, SI unit of resistance is ohm, and symbol of ohm is omega. What is the symbol of ohm? Omega. This is the symbol of ohm, and SI unit of resistance is ohm. So in this way, whatever topic I explained today, hope you understand, students. If you have any doubt related to this, you can call me and ask me. Okay, students, thank you and have a nice day.